Hey everybody, Dave Clark, aka the Pattern Guy. Hey, we're here in the shop again today. I gotta get up to the Foundry, but I got so much work I gotta do here. So I want to get this Y pipe job done. I'm working on that. Here's where we're at so far. Okay, I got 5 layers. I got 2 more lines to go. Okay, so if you can see here, in between what I'm doing here, what I'm gonna start doing is working on the gating. Okay, so I'll show you how I'm going to do that. One of the things I'm going to do, like I said last time, what we did was in the sample castings there, sawdust is getting up my nose here again. So we did some sample castings. What I did, I used the runner for the risers. Okay, I'm not going to have any, I mean we'd have to have a whole bunch of little risers on this. We're not going to do it. So I'm just going to do the runner. We'll see how it comes out. What we got to do is, in between here, I got to have an end gate. Okay, so since these are round, they're 3/8 of an inch round. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to get some 1/4 inch dowel rod and I'm going to split it in half, okay? And then we'll cut them to length, stick them in here in the drag, okay? And then we'll make this runner configuration up in the cope, okay? So I'm going to show you how I'm getting into doing that, cutting the dowels in half. Give me a second, I'll get back with you here. Okay, we're over here by the drill press. What I'm going to do is, I made a little block here. I'll get you close up in a second when I turn everything on here. So I made a little block. I put a little V-groove in it, approximately 1/8 of an inch deep, okay? So then I got my little sander pad in here. I got it over the top of that. And what I'm doing is just pushing a piece of 1/4 inch dowel through, and I'm taking it down to, this has got to be 125 thousandths thick, or, 1/8 of an inch, quite around there. So let me show you close up what I'm doing here, and I'll turn the machines on. Hang on. Okay guys, done on a drill press. I got 2 pieces that should give me enough. I gotta cut these, I think they're like 1 1/8, something like that. I'm not gonna cut these just yet. I'm gonna wait till I get all those glued on. I'm just getting stuff ready to do a gating job, okay? Next step I'm gonna start making the runners, alright? So hang tight. Okay guys, continuing on with the gating system for the Y pipes that I'm making, okay? So I forgot I got to do another little quick thing for my buddy Dean. He's doing a bandsaw. He's also doing another project. They asked me if I could make a quick casting. So that's going to entail me getting on the lathe real quick. So I figured here's one way. I know, guys don't have lathes, but here's one of the things that this is going to be my sprue bowl right here, okay? This is a face plate, okay? So the sprue bowl, I want to make a big radius, right? So if you don't have a lathe, you could router it, get a big router bit in there, just watch your fingers. You could try to sand it, you can hand carve it. I got a lathe, so I'm going to do it in a lathe today. I don't always do it in a lathe. This is just one way you can do it. Alright, this is probably the easiest, most accurate way to do it. Okay, so basically I'll get this in here, I'll turn it on, and that's actually running pretty true. So a lot of times what you gotta do, you gotta take a hammer and you tap. If I get one that's out, I'll show you how to do that too. Okay, we gotta do another one of these too, so if we gotta adjust it, we will. Okay, so basically I'm just gonna do this on here real quick so that I can demonstrate, you know, how to do it on the lathe too, if you got a lathe. This is, like I said, it's the most accurate, easiest way to do it, but I get it, a lot of guys don't have a lathe, so alright. Okay, there's my sprue bolt, okay? I'll get you close up on the next one I'm doing. Basically, I just put a little cut around piece out. There's a screw. I put a hole right in the center and screwed it right on there, okay? So I'll show you how I did that. I'm going to do that with the next piece, all right? Hang tight. Okay, guys, I'm going to show you how to do this really quick. Okay, there's a hole going through there, right on the center. Okay, I got a hole right on my center here. Alright, so I'm going to take my screw gun. Got a longer screw this time too. Okay, so I got the screw gun. Put the screw in there. Get her nice and tight. Alright, screw this into the lathe. Now this actually is, it's kind of hanging out there really. This one's kind of touchy. A lot of times I should put a live center in there to do this, but we'll try to take it slow and see how we can do that. You can see how that's way off here, so let's see what we can do here. Let's see if we can embarrass myself, have this thing go fly off the lathe. Tell you what, I was gonna get you guys up here closer. I'm gonna keep you back there just in case something goes flying here. So, okay, now this was wobbling, so I got this set in here. So I want to make sure I can turn this without, you know, any issues here. See if I can get that squared up a little bit. Let's see what we can do. Okay, this is getting a little wobbly in that, so what I'm going to do, I'm pretty close. He didn't give me anything specific, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a piece of real rough sandpaper. I'll be able to shape it the rest of the way. Let me go grab a piece of sandpaper. Alright, let's see if we can do this here. Okay, I think that's what he wants. The only part of technology I know, I'm going to take a picture of this on my iPhone, send it to him, see if that's where he went. So that's something you can do. This was hanging out a little bit far. It was a little testy there, but it, you know, I got, like I said, a lot of times, you know, you can just get it with sandpaper towards the end there, you know, so it was getting a little wobbly. So anyhow, I got my one gating piece. I got the runners made. I had all those little end gate pieces I got to cut to 1 inch and that, but like I said, I'm still gluing pieces on. I'm going to wait till I get everything glued before I start cutting that stuff up and that. And then once I start mounting all that stuff, I'll show you guys and go from there, alright? Be back in a little while. Okay guys, pretty much got the gating wrapped up on this thing here. Here's the drag half. Okay, and I'll probably chop myself off here, but anyhow, here's the sprue bowl. Actually, let's start up on the coat, okay? Here's the coat, okay? So here's where my sprue is going to come in, alright? It's going to go down into the sprue bowl here, through this runner here, and then what it's going to do, it's going to go up here, and down this runner, in this runner. And then what these are going to do, these two runners are going to act as risers here, okay? And then these little pins I put in between, those will be the end gates, all right? Yet I've got to do, I got to put little fillets around here yet, okay? So that's going to probably take me a couple hours doing that. The other thing I did with this too was when I squished these pieces on, the patterns on, you know, I squished them pretty hard to make sure the glue stuck. So I had some excess glue coming out. So what I had to do, you know, it took me about an hour or two to, I went around and scraped all the glue off. Okay, and all I did was I took this beater chisel, sharp chisel, just went around and just scraped, you know, just, you gotta be real careful, you know, just scrape, and here's a piece right there I missed. Thought I had it all. But I just took this and went around and you know, scraped all the glue off. Otherwise what will happen is, you know, I could have left it, but what that'll do is it'll either catch on the sand, you know, it'll make the sand so it doesn't come out, or, you know, you're putting extra flashing on the casting that you're going to have to grind off. So I didn't want to have to do that. So this is pretty much minus the, you know, putting the fillets around here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to paint the gating in that. I'm not going to paint the patterns just yet. I'm going to leave those because what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to, like I said, if these come out, I'm going to have to drill 2 holes in each one of these patterns. Actually 4 holes. It'll be 2 through holes and 2 counter bore holes so I can get pins in here, okay? Because that glue is just gonna, it's not gonna last in there, you know. Oil from the sand and everything is gonna get underneath them and that, and they'll pop off. I could probably get a couple molds. What I'm planning on doing is I'll do 2 or 3 molds maybe. I don't want to do too many. We'll see how it molds. If I can get some good molds fairly quick out of it, I might do 3 or 4 maybe even 2, but I don't want to, you know, be mismatched too much. So, you know, if like one's mismatched, you know, and then I'll have, you know, 4 other scrap castings, or, you know, 4 other sets of scrap castings here. But we'll see how it goes. I'm going to play it by ear in that. I went to the scrap yard today. He's going to get the metal together for me. I gotta go pick that up tomorrow. And that, so hopefully Sunday, I keep on saying I gotta get the Foundry, gotta get up to the Foundry. Next opportunity Sunday, so hopefully I'll get up there Sunday. If I got the camera, I'll take it up with you, or take it up there with me. Alright, so in doing this gating job here too, I think the next Chalk Talk we're gonna do, I'm gonna start touching on some gating. And in doing that though, it's gonna be hard. Like I said, most all this stuff, literally, I could probably, you know, each thing I'm introducing, you know, I could probably spend 8, 16, you know, hours on whatever. With the gating, literally, I mean, it's I could spend weeks actually. I went to a 2-week gating school in Pennsylvania when I was an apprentice. You know, AFS put it on, and we spent a week with non-ferrous and a week with ferrous metals and that. So, you know, it was quite enlightening in that. And what we had at the time, we had this guy at Arrow. He was like the quasi plant manager. It's an old Hungarian guy, and he would come in. John Winter, his name was. Really, the guy was smart as a whip with this stuff. He'd come in and show me, you know, what to gate. You know, he'd basically say, hey, I want a, you know, 2-inch by 2-inch bowl, you know, 3/4 by 3/4 runner, you know, give me the size in gates. You know, I'd gate that thing and I'd never see it again. And John ended up quitting, going open up his own foundry, and they actually hired these 2 engineers from another foundry that had gone out of business. And literally, I kid you not, you know, I'm a little bit older, I'm not that old, but one guy still used a slide rule, I kid you not. It's probably in the late 80s, early 90s this was. So this guy literally would use a slide rule, and he'd come in, measure everything, and, you know, John would tell me how to gate something literally within 5 minutes, 10 minutes, something like that. These 2 engineers would literally be sitting there for 2-3 hours. You know, I'd gate it, and next day it's on my bench. Oh, change this, change this, change this, change it, go back out, come back in again. Literally, I changed, honest to God, no exaggeration, 3 to 5 times I would change these. And it got to the point with them too. I'm like, you know, John Winter used to do this once, and, you know, he'd send it out in the foundry, we'd never see it again, you know. And well, yeah, that's because he overgates stuff. What happens, what we're trying to do is, you know, we're making it so that it's the minimum amount of gating, because, you know, when you cut this gating system off, you got to remelt it, and, you know, you're taking more power to remelt, you're taking power with the extra metal that you met. You got a point, but some of the, you know, it's, some of the stuff, it's just, I don't think a lot of the stuff was overgated. I think John just knew how to do stuff really well, you know. So anyhow, I'm gonna try to get this done. Like I said, next Chalk Talk, we'll touch on gating. Like I said, we're just gonna touch on it. And like I said too, everybody does their gating different, you know. So that's gonna be a thing. But what I'll try to do is I'll try to get some information to guys that, you know, the home guys that are trying to do things, and, you know, I'll try to get some. You know, general ways to do certain things and why we do them, okay? So that's why John actually suggested to my boss that they send me to that gating school. You know, he was showing me, you know, do this, this, and this, but I didn't know why. So that's why I went to that school, so I found out, you know, why I was doing what he was telling me to do, you know. So we'll work with you on that. You know, basically it's going to be the same thing again. I'll do a Chalk Talk, but we're just going to get started on it, and then I'll show you more gating systems as we go along. Okay, so anyhow, we got this one done pretty much. Hopefully Sunday we'll you know, go try it out Sunday, and that, and hopefully it comes out and start making these things. Like I said, he wants 1,000 of these, you know, possibly 4. So anyhow, thanks for sticking with me, guys. Like I asked, I hate begging people, but, you know, if you guys haven't subscribed, I'd appreciate it if you subscribe for me. And that, like I said, you guys need to know something to ask. Please, that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm trying to do. All right, so everybody have a good one out there and stay safe. All right. Hey guys, we're up to the Foundry today. Hey, bad day to come up to the Foundry. It's gonna be like 90. It was. I love Cleveland, love living here, and the weather is just so unpredictable here. It literally 2 weeks ago, I told you, I was out in a t-shirt, and one day we had 4 inches of snow the next day, right? So it was cold for a couple days, and today it's almost 90. And the thing with Cleveland heat, it's not so much the temperature, it's the humidity. I mean, it just, the air is just, I mean, you can carve it like with a knife, you know. So anyhow, we'll try to bare it today. Got to do brass today. I got to pour those Y pipes, so we're going to try to do those. So here's, I'll give you a look-see at those real quick. And what we're going to do too is, you know, I made a sample to show the customer the other day. But what we're going to do, I'm going to kind of sample it again. Depending, if I can do a couple molds and get them done, you know, fairly quick, I might make a couple molds. If I have a hard time, I might just make one mold, because I want to see how they're matching up, you know, coat to drag. So, I mean, it's kind of stupid to make 4 molds. I think I got 5 flasks this size, so I can make 5 molds. If I go ahead and make 5 molds, and, you know, those are off, I mean, that's a day's worth of work done, you know. So, if I can make molds fairly quick, I'll go ahead and make a couple molds. There also is, you, in doing this too, there's a couple different things that I want to look at here, okay? I want to make sure I mounted the patterns correctly, coat to drag. The other thing too is, if you notice, I always put a number on the flats, like number 1, 2, 3, 4. And the reason those are on there is, say I make 5 molds, okay, and I'm cutting the castings off the gating, and here I notice like there's a group where they're off a little bit. Sometimes it's the flats. The flats can be off. So that's what I'm saying. With this business, there's numerous different ways that things can be wrong and go wrong, okay? So I'm going to be testing out the flasks a little bit, and you know, mainly I just want to see if I'm matching coat to drag. Okay, so let me ram one of these up, see how it goes, and if it rams up pretty quick, if I can get one done in like 5 or 10 minutes, you know, sand's getting it, I might make a couple more, just you know, because I hate to, like I said, I can melt like I think 80 or 90 pounds of bronze or brass in the furnace, and I hate to just melt, you know, 20, 30 pounds. I'm kind of thinking there's going to be 10 pounds per mold pouring in here. I'm not sure. We'll find that out short enough. But what I did, I bought 150 pounds of brass the other day from the scrap yard. So what I did was, I can't lift 150 pounds anymore. I'm way done with that. Plus, what he gave me, it was a little bit on the large side, so I cut it up on the bandsaw at home so they could fit in the crucible. Okay, so what I did, I pre-weighed it at home. I got a scale at home too, so I put some buckets together. And I got around 50 pounds in them. And then the other thing with this too, he couldn't find the brass with, this had a little bit higher lead content in it, you know, and he didn't have it, so he's kind of like, oh, you know, I'm like, well, you know, can you give me what you got? And then if I add some lead into it, and he's like, yeah, we could do that. So I gotta put 8 ounces of lead in. I got 50 pounds, and I gotta put 8 ounces of lead in there too. So I got little chunks of 8 ounces of lead too that are gonna go on there. Those will go in at the very end. If I put it in now, it'll just burn off. Okay, so we don't want that to happen. So that'll go in at the very end. All right, so I'm gonna get started. Like I said, we'll see how the molding goes, and then we'll go from there. We'll at least pour at least one mold. I'll make sure I get one mold before I take off out of here. I gotta see how the heat goes though. So, all right, we'll catch you guys in a minute. Okay. Okay, a little parting dust. Okay, we always do the drag first, right? Farting dust. And let's see what we can do here. Wow. Okay, that for first try, that doesn't look too bad. There's a little bit of stuff that's stuck, I can see, but hey, for the first mold, that's not bad. Let's see what this drag looks like here. Wow, that's not too bad. Boy, pretty happy with that. Okay, that mold didn't come out too bad, so I might just go ahead and ram a couple other. I'm going to turn the camera off a little bit. I'm going to charge the furnace up, get it going while I'm doing this. A couple things real quick. You saw me, I would take some good sand out of the bucket, sieve it, put it on there. Okay, so that's what you could call like a facing sand. Okay, and then you saw me with the bigger shovel. You know, usually in the past you see me, you know, scooping stuff out of this bucket all pre-mold. I was doing that in the past because the sand was colder and I was trying to mix it with warmer sand. Sand's nice and warm down here. And what happens is when I take the sand out of the molar, a lot of it falls on the floor. So what I'm doing is I'm scooping the stuff off the floor and using that for my backing sand, okay? So that's why I do that. Another thing is, you know, you see my shop at home, it's you know, generally a mess all the time. I don't know if you guys can see the floor in here, there's sand all over the floor. I really can't afford, I mean, I don't have a ton of sand in it, but it's always good to have a little bit of a layer of sand on the floor, especially where you're pouring. That way, you know, if you overfill or some of the molten metal falls on the floor, concrete always has moisture in it. So what will happen is if you drop some of the molten metal on the floor, right, it'll pop. So with the sand being on the floor, you know, that's going to be it. You know, it's just going to land on the sand and we'll be good. You know, I don't want to leave here. Like I said, my buddy Dean, you know, he's letting me use his spot here, and you know, hopefully I want to get out. I love Dean. I'm glad he's letting me use this place, but I really want to grow this foundry and get it bigger, so I got to get a bigger place. So, you know, when I pull out of here, I don't want all kinds of pits all over this floor, you know, from where I'm at. I mean, it's going to smell in here for the next couple of years, all the foundry stuff in here. That foundry smell is going to take a little bit to get out, but other than that, you know, I want to leave a bunch of holes in the floor for them. So, anyhow, I'm going to turn the camera off for a little bit. I'm going to charge the thing up. I think I'm going to go ahead and make a couple more molds, and then what I'll do is I'll show you pouring, and then I'll show you what we get. Alright, so hang tight. Okay guys, hope this is going to work here. I got you picked up by hand. Here, let me show you what this mold looks like, okay? Okay, that's the drag there. Okay. And then there's the coat. You can see how I got the those runners are going to be my risers. Okay. So let me hook up the. I'm going to charge the furnace now. Get some metal melting. All right. We'll turn you on when we pour.
keep giving them a hand. And that's what Terry Franklin is doing now. He knows that better than anyone. Tito is so careful on his usage of these broken arms. Never lets it all through batting close. Just way high with it. And meantime, that's the first man he faces. Well, what a job here today by the rookie Kyle Nelson, who worked an inning in the third of scoreless relief, and they allowed one base hit. And a couple of strikeouts. Not sure what happened to Zach Plesac. I also wonder if maybe Zach Plesac.
Okay guys, I got 3 molds poured. Moment of truth. See what we got here. Not too bad looking right now. Once I get home, yeah, I can see some of them have some defects in there, mold wise. I'm going to demold the rest of them and take them home and start cleaning them up, see what we got. Okay guys, I took a picture of these down at the Foundry. They didn't come out, Joe said. So I'm going to do this on my phone. Hopefully they come out here. But for the first time, they didn't come out too bad. I got to take a way closer look at these. It's way late and I'm done for today. So I'm going to hit this tomorrow. Basically what I'm going to look for is mismatches, and I want to see if there's any mismatch, like third one down the first row, you know, see if that one mismatched on all 3. Then I know I have a problem with that, because like I said down at the Foundry too, we can have the flash could be off a little bit too, you know, in that. So we'll see how it happens, you know, take a good close look at this. But for the first round, I don't think these came out too bad. So anyhow, thanks for sticking with me with this video. I think it's going to be a long one. I'm not sure because I taped a whole bunch of stuff. So I think it's going to be a little bit on the lengthy side. But anyhow, thanks for sticking with me. I'd appreciate it if you guys haven't subscribed to subscribe. And if you got any buddies out there that, you know, they're interested in what we're covering here, man, I'd appreciate the word out. And that, like I said, I want to try to, you know, keep this thing going, keep it going for a while. You know, I got a lot of, you know, stuff in that noggin that's got to get out here. So I want to get that out. And the only way I can do it is, you know, through you guys helping me out here. So I'd appreciate it if you subscribe. If you haven't already, hit the like button. I guess that's going to help me too in that. So anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this video. And we got another one coming Wednesday. Like it's on gating. So, and it just touches on it. So we'll be doing more with that too. So anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you have any comments, leave them for me. I'd appreciate it. And until then, we'll see you. Everybody have a good one out there and stay safe. All right.